Hi, my name is Joseph Taylor, and my group, Madison, Tim, and Jennie, worked on Saudi Arabia for our project. Saudi Arabia, it's one of the largest countries in the Middle East, and it's one of the few remaining monarchies in the world. It's a mix of the old and new, with technology, business, and innovation standing side by side next to centuries of history and culture. The country, or as the people refer to it, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is a proud and strong country. As a foreigner, you need both permission to enter and exit the country. When working for Saudi Arabia, you are not a citizen. You are a guest to the people and will always remain as such. As a guest, you need to remember your role, and you need to be respectful of their people. Culture in Saudi Arabia is mainly dominated by its religion, Islam. It controls every aspect of the country, from its business to the way its people dress and act. When entering the country of Saudi Arabia, you need to be mindful of their culture and respect it, its traditions, its gestures, its day-to-day greetings and interactions. Internships in Saudi Arabia are hard to get. While they do have them, most are generally offered to the natives of Saudi Arabia. And while you could apply for an internship through a foreign country that may work in Saudi Arabia, they're more than likely going to want to have you remain here than have the liability of sending you abroad. Jobs in Saudi Arabia are, however, easier to get. You can apply for a company in the country, or apply outside to see if an international company has a location in Saudi Arabia. Saudi country is perfectly okay to hire its foreign workers. However, they are trying to better themselves and train their natives. So whenever a new, freshly trained native Saudi is available, they're generally going to select him over the foreign worker. Religion controls everything in Saudi Arabia. Its Islamic faith is extremely prominent, and you need to be mindful of this when applying or interviewing. The Saudi religion has 5 prayer times a day. And when you're setting an interview, you need to be incredibly aware of these prayer times, leaving plenty of time before and after, so as not to clash with any of these, as it would probably cut your interview short and end it on a bad note. Saudi do not have a very precise definition of time. And when setting an interview, you need to be mindful that you need to arrive plenty of time before and expect it not to start until well after the designated time. Remember, above all else, you must be patient. The dress code in Saudi Arabia is very strict, unlike other world's businesses. A basic blouse and skirt, is not going to be accepted there. Saudi people, men and women, prefer to have both arms and legs covered at all times, with no jewelry visible. In Saudi law, it is illegal to have any form of necklace, and therefore you need to make sure you're not wearing any. Saudi people are very big on business cards, resumes, and greeting cards. And when you're at your internship, you're likely going to exchange multiple copies of both with people you're interviewing for. The proper form for both resume and business card is for it to be provided in both English and Arabian, with the business card having it one on the front and one on the back. Although it is incredibly difficult to achieve a job or internship in Saudi Arabia, it is not altogether impossible. While internships are even more unlikely than jobs themselves, the jobs can be found in its main industry, which is oil. Oil is the dominant industry in Saudi Arabia, and while it is expanding to more technological companies, your best bet is going to be looking in a job in the oil industry. Saudi Arabian people are very proud, and you must be mindful of their religions and their beliefs and traditions when interviewing there. You get a job, remember that you are not a part, and you are a guest, and you should remember that in Saudi Arabia.